Lovers of freedom, great Biafrans, special people, Ndewonu. Ndewonu once again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time and zone of location. We are here live at this moment to propagate the gospel of freedom. This is Nelly's TV. Please, biko ka ị na-abata just n'ọkpọ aka na like button. Igwe anya na-aza agakwa viral. Ọ dịka ya na-aza like the video. Ọ na-emekwu mụnwa aka ekpe. Biko nunu ka ị na-abata, click the like button. It will not take anything from you. Instead, ọ ga-enyere YouTube aka for them to push the program or the video to go viral. So the more you click the like button, the more you are also helping to propagate this gospel. All right? So, and I will maybe subscribe. You can make subscribe, okay? So that it will go to people when they cannot know. There are people that are still sleeping, not knowing that we are on a high lane this period. I'm on a high lane. Okay? No distraction. But before then, I want to thank God for the successful election that took place yesterday night. Yeah. And ekele na mpanye aka ka emere n'ụnya maka ịhọpụta the substantive prime minister that will be pushing this movement forward. Okay? Ụfọdụ ga na-asị why ọkwa ekwuru ya ekwu nọ ihe a na-achọ. Yes, ị ga-ajụ ajụjụ ahụ, ị ga-ekwukwu ya, but there are reasons. Okay, there are reasons. One of the reasons is that this period ọkụ dị over. Okay, and ndị anyị na ha na-agbakọ egwu, ndị anyị na-achọ ka ha nyere anyị aka na njem a, because yes, ihe ọbụla mmadụ ga-eme, ọ ga-enwerịrị onye ga-akwanye gị aka, ga-akwanye gị aja n'ukwu. So ndị anyị na-agbakuru, okay, they need somebody substantial. They need somebody substantial, and the substantive person. They need a substantive person. All right? Abụghọ nke you are acting. So o nwere ike ha na-asụ ụjọ na o nwere ihe ị ga-eme, ọ bụrụ problem between you and the other person. So they want to have a direct contact, direct alignment, direct agreement with the person they are seeing who is fully wearing the garment. Okay? So that is it. And knowing fully well that n'onye nọ na nga, onye ji eji adịghọ free. There are things that can make the person to jeopardize the struggle. So ahụ niile mụ na gị tara, ndị niile lagara ana mmụọ maka njem nwere onwe, ọ bụrụ n'ihe efu. Okay? Maka nụ na ha ahụnụ ije Ngozi na Ima mmadụ abụ ha, otu ha na-aga Finland na-aka ọsụrụ Maazị Simon Ekpa, our former prime minister, nsogbu. So anyị agaghị anọ na-eche ka mmiri ṅara anyị ụgbọ. Okay? So aja ahụ ha na-aga anwụnye na garị, ha nwa ga-anwụ garị ahụ ha ganyere aja, anyị nwa na-aga n'iru. All right? So there are certain things that are come in place. Maka gị nwa ga-asị ọkwa ekwuru ya ekwu, gịnị mere ha ji wee mee the election? Then gaa jụọ onwe gị, Maazị Nnamdi Kanu gbatọrọ ya na Kenya, ọkwa supreme leader ka ọ wụ, who has been championing this cause, and ọ taga ahụhụ, onwebego onye tara ahụhụ na struggle a ka Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. All right? So ana nọ na-eche ya sị ka ọ pụta ka eme ya prime minista ebe ọ nọ. Ọkwa ọ nọ n'ebe ọ nọ ewee mee mpanye aka wee họrọ onye ga-anọchi anya the government in exile that will be moving, because for you to have lobbies and to stand as a government in exile, you will have somebody substantial. A na-ahụ anya m ga na-aga njem a. Okay, so ọsọkwa unu ga-akpa mkpụkpụ, onweghị ihe unu ga-eme Maazị Ogechukwu nkere, unu agaghị eme ya anything, because thank God for onye ọchịchị nọ na America, maka ọ bụrụ na ọ bụ ya afọ nju unu karị imego ọzọ, mana Jehova were otuto. So these are the reasons. So when you should criticize in that manner, why didn't they wait for Maazị Nnamdi Kanu wee mee mpanye aka wee họrọ onye isi anyị mgbe a nwụ Maazị Simon Ekpa? So nke ugbu a otu egwu si wee na-ada, we need somebody that will wear the full garment, the full regalia. All right? Okay, so that is it. Maka nkọtọ gị and anyị na-echeburu gị otu ọwụna isi wee bute nkọtọ. We are here to ịgbazigo onu. We are not here for propaganda, but to put the record straight. All right? So that is just it. On that note, I want to congratulate our able Prime Minister for now, who has been just elected yesterday. Ndewonu. So all we are saying is that Chineke ga-anọnyere ya. Ọgụ a na-anọ nke ugbu a, no going back, no retreat, no surrender. Ndewo nwanne mmadụ Aderele. Ndewo, God bless you. God bless you. Yes, congratulations to Maazị Ogechukwu Nkere. All right, congratulations to him, because asị nke onye mere ekene ya, ma ya ọ bụrụ na o meziga emezi, Biafrans will not see the need. Ọ bụrụ na ọ naghị emezi, Biafrans will not see the need to even say, okay, let's do this. Or achọwa na onye ọzọ ga-anọchi anya ya. But a na-ahụ na egwu a na-ada ọkụ ihe ji Nigeria, na-ahụ ka Nigeria na-agba gara ọkụ na-ere ha. There is somebody that has been moving, okay, and he has had a very good contact with them, with the lobbies and with American lawmakers. Okay, I don't emezi. Okay, so that is it. Ndewonu. All right. Anyị ekenekwa Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Anyị ekenekwa ya. He has tried a lot. Our prayer is that Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, your health will get improved day by day. Ihe ha na-atụ anya wụ ndị izu, ha agaghị ahụ ya. That Jehova nke usunu nke ndị agha nke kpuchitere gị na mgbe ha bịara na be gị na Afara Ukwu, na mgbe ha bịara na Kenya mee ihe niile ha mere, Chineke ahụ ka dị ndụ ruo ma echi nke na-abịa abịa. Ọ ga na-edu gị, ọ ga na-ekpuchite gị, ihe ọma ga na-akpọ gị. Otu Joseph si wee nwee favor, otu aka ị ga na-enwe favor. Ise, anyị ekpekwara Maazị Simon Ekpa, Chukwu na mere ya amara, gbaa ya ume ka ọ pụta, ka ndị iro na-aga agba ya mgbe okpuru, na-aga eme ka ha hụrụ ya n'anya, ma ha amaghị nọọ nkwada ka ha na-akwado ya, nọọ nsogbu ka ha na-ebutere ya. Okay, maka eche m na ihe mere o ji wee kwanyere Ngozi aja si pull down the case, maybe Ngozi threatenigo, ma ọ bụrụ na o kweteghị ya na ndị Nigeria eme alliance ka eduga ya Nigeria. Okay, because onwe ihe na-adịghị nwaanyị ahụ omume. Ndewonu. So before then, a na-ekenekwa all BRGIE cabinet ka unu si wee gbakọta nnọọ wee kwenyere ka eyiri ofu uwe, nwere ofu obi. Chineke ga-anọnyere onye ọwụna. All right, please click the like button, share, biko nunu. All the things to do, because think of what you told us. Now we should have ability to reason. They started to create division among us. Hey, take our resources and left us fighting. I'm more Biafran than you are. I'm both member than you are. Biafrans biko chitapa. I'm a for America. I'm more Biafrans than you are. I'm both member than you are. Biafrans biko chitapa. I'm a for America. Ready for me. I keep on one night I see. Ready for me. One day chive one day. Ready for me. One day do me pay anyanachi. Ready for me. Can you check on a kayan your child? Ready for me. I keep on one night I see. Ready for me. One day chive one day. Ready for me. One day do me pay anyanachi. Ready for me. Can you check up on a kayan your child? I'm following Roger. I don't even know about the country. To I'm for letter from my copy one day. You won't be carried. I did it one more Biafran. More than I put up my kaji. I did not see Chichi. And you couldn't know that my people get it from me. I keep on one night I see. Get it from me. One day chive one day. Get it from me. One day do me pay anyanachi. Get it from me. Can you check on a kayan your child? I keep on one night I see. Get it from me. One day chive one day. Get it from me. One day do me pay anyanachi. Get it from me. Can you check on a kayan your child? Only ask for freedom of indigenous people. They want to kill. They want to kill. I get it from me. I keep on one night. Get it from me. One day, one day. Get it from me. Click the like button, click and share. Click the like button and share. Click the like button and share. Ndewonu. Ndewonu, Maazị Emenike, ndewo. Thank you, Easy Coding, ndewo. Thank you all. So many things. Nigeria nọ na nsogbu, nọ n'agha, mmiri na-eri ha. And who is doing this? BRGIE. Abia may across one headline of nwoke a na-eme ka onye mkpụrụ mmiri, nwoke Ngozi, ama m ebe nwoke ahụ nọ, na-eme ọ na-ekwu na ọ na-eme preaching, eme ka onye mmiri na-eri, irritating human being. O dere Dr. Ngozi Orabueze and Simon Ekpa is holding Nigeria down. No, is Marcos waiting here that they is dealing with Nigeria. si ndị ebe o si wee dakapụta again, maybe ọ kpọgokwa ya wụ Ngozi si ya ngwa gaa were ndị osho. So they know that na Nigeria na Nigeria nọ na nsogbu, ha ma na Nigeria nọ na nsogbu, but ikwete ebe the effort si apụta wụrụ ha the problem because of envy and jealousy, because of ekworo, because of arụrụ ana. Oh ya wụ ihe mere ha, they cannot recognize the channel that is doing the right thing. That is why we are calling on Biafrans. We are calling on Biafrans. Every day, this golden opportunity, rise up, rise up, rise up, and come for your freedom. Fight for your freedom. Support your freedom. You don't have any other home other than Biafra. You don't have any other home. You don't have any other identity. As far as you are from that region, you don't have any other identity other than Biafra. Okay? Mazi Simon Ekpa say that you will drag you to Biafra. Okay? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu we kweshiri, because you know that's your identity. So Sinora Binye and start for your freedom. Nobody will do it for you. Unu nọrọ na-eche ka anụchara ụlọ ọgwụ, unu bịa nọrọ na tebụl na-take decision. Ọmandịnụ moto ahụ. You left the struggle for a certain people. Every day ha nọ na-adọgbu onwe ha. Ị ga nọrọ relax na bed gị na-arahụ ụra. Ị na-azụ ahịa. Ejoghị ma ndị na-azụ na gịnị ka ha zụtara. Lekwa Lagos ndị gara Krismas. Lekwa ihe mere ha. Ewere ọkụ na-etinyere ha n'ahịa ha. Economic jihad against you. Yet ịmabeghị ihe. Yet ọ dịbeghị nke ibini n'ụra. Rise up and support your freedom. Rise up. Unu mara otu o si wee dị Nigeria, unu amara that no opportunity US lawmakers mbiniri. Chineke na just now wee were onwe ya maa aha. Nigeria wee tụpụta okwu ha with jihadism ha. Okay? So mmere ndị Senate lawmakers na US nji wee tinye ushu, being that Trump is a lover of Christian, is a lover of humanity. All right? So ya ka ji wee si, let's go to Arise. Let's go to Arise. Ka unu hụ otu ndị be Mama Eliza si eche echiche. Otu ndị be Mama Eliza si eche echiche. Ngwara unu na ndị a wụ nnọọ ya ha na-akpọ bedbug, akpịrị, nghọtagide gị, ọ na-ata gị, mana a ga-anwụpụ ha, nwụrụ ha, nwụpụ, tinye n'ọkụ. Ha ma na Biafra ga-eme ha, in fact ga-ewepụ ha ara n'ọnụ. So that is why ever since ebidoro ekweghị ka anyị kute ume, ha fụrụ ntutu ha taa, mana anyị nwe fụrụ ogwokwa ntutu taa to take our destiny. The Bible said in the book of Matthew chapter 5, it said that from the beginning the kingdom of God suffered violence, and it's only the violence that shall take it by force. That is the word of God. Hey, let us put the word on notice. Hey, let us write to America. Hey, let us go and do protests. Protests you cannot go anywhere. And those of you that will be protesting in Nigeria, the more you protest, the more hana abia akburunu. Legodi nkaja sekeme makamazi Nnamdi Kanu. Just imagine what finally happened. They may adopt ndị emere. Okay? So the right way is this diplomatic move and for this diplomatic move to go further, ka Nigeria ka ejide ha because eji ha n'ala nke ugbu a. Nke a wụ nke na-asọ ji n'ala ji onwe ya. Anyị ji ha n'ala wee kwụrụ ọtọ. All right? So the only thing you can do is because na sị ga-etụta gị ụkwụ ịtụtanụ aka. So you have to support. Ka anyị kwanyere Maazị Ogechukwu Nkere aja n'ukwu. Kwanyere the BRGIE cabinet aja n'ukwu. All right? Ka ọ na-aga aga. So that our land will be defended. Ndị mba ọzọ agaghị abịa nara anyị ala anyị. Okay? So let us go to Arise. Go no the interview that went on. So please, the number is not encouraging. Let's share this broadcast. Because no. Can't the mother on a space? I can check. Let's share this broadcast, please. Can we share it? Let's share it. Because no. All right.
So Nigeria's internal security crisis is no longer just a domestic issue. It's become a high-stakes battle for influence in Washington, according to the UK-based Africa Confidential, a respected newsletter that's built a global reputation for original reporting and analysis of key political and security developments across Africa. As competing narratives over violence and claims of a Christian genocide gain traction in the US, the Nigerian government and Biafran secessionist groups are now locked in an aggressive lobbying war, each seeking the attention.
If you like, it's still calling the Biafra secessionist group. We are no more group, we are government. Okay, we are no more group, all right? We are not secessionists. We want our freedom. Just like that Nigeria sought for her independence from the same Britain. All right? So we are not doing something indifferent from what Nigeria did before. All right? So, kuno marakwa.
And support of President Trump. According to Africa Confidential, alarmed by President Trump's threat last November to go into Nigeria guns a-blazing.
Just imagine, let me see it again. So look at it. So why can't you look at this population and then see that these people are tired of that kind of country? AI. It is real. These are real human beings who wants to be free because they have been marginalized, they have been pied, they have been adopted. Up till now, they are still being adopted. They bought a jet fighter from US. They will come to Biafra land market and release the bomb. That is why you see a lot of people, these youths, and these youths came out peacefully, nothing only with placards. Yet, Nigeria, Shorohaga, Nebuha. Understand? So, look at this population. Is it not enough for Ndibe Eniza to know that we're supposed to be free? Even like the man that who is explaining, who is going to do his analysis here. We are going to hear him and listen very well to what he's saying. Say foreign lobbying and how it shapes Nigeria's government. Foreign lobbying and how it shapes Nigerian government.
And Trump's threat last November to go into Nigeria guns a-blazing, the Tinubu administration has moved quickly to counter separatist claims, signing a multi-million-dollar lobbying contract with a Republican-linked firm to shape...
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Let's get it again. Let's get it again.
Last November to go into Nigeria guns a-blazing, the Tinubu administration has moved quickly to counter separatist claims.
Tinubu administrative have moved quickly to counter the separatist movement. Okay? So he is all, they want to do everything to stop this movement. My neighbor made mistake, he will call it separatist movement. All right? So all the same, he's referring to us. So Tinubu has vowed to stop us. So they want to stop your freedom. Iwe nọrọ na-agba egusi. Isoro vam ha na-agba egusi na ima mmadụ abụọ na Ngozi bịara ogbugbu. Isoro ha na-agba egusi within ndị ka nọ na-eme adonkia life na Nigeria. Also, you are not indifferent. Okay? So, look at the amount of money Anakbaha Tinubu has coughed out for lobbies, to hire foreign lobbies to stop us from being free. Let's hear it.
Signing a multi-million-dollar lobbying contract.
Multi-million dollars. Let's hear him again. Sorry.
And armed by President Trump's threat last November to go into Nigeria guns a-blazing, the Tinubu administration has moved quickly to counter separatist claims, signing a multi-million-dollar lobbying...
A multi-million dollars.
Nigeria guns a-blazing, the Tinubu administration has moved quickly to counter separatist claims, signing a multi-million-dollar lobbying contract with a Republican...
When they tell you a multi-million dollars, you know what is that? I know other news have said there's about $9 million dollars. Some other news have mentioned the amount, about $9 million. So you see it, you know what they are calling Manahaji workers so well. They are owing workers, they are owing pensioners. They have not created job for their citizens. You will suffer and go to school. Ibu certificate na bagari. Before you go rasigi with 500,000. Before they give you job, they will demand money from you. Could you imagine such a thing? Sometimes you pay that 500,000, they will siphon, they will just corner the money. You will not even get the job, and you cannot do the person anything. Ya wuru obodo. I say no, Nigeria cannot be mequatalized. Say no makana akporo Nigeria asi. Akporo asi because of omume ha na-eme, because of what is happening in that country. A country that hates her citizens with passion. With passion. You don't create a job. You don't pay your workers. You don't pay pensioners. There is insecurity everywhere. There is hunger everywhere. But you are coughing out multi-billion dollars. According to people, some news, $9 billion. $9 million. Just to lobby. Just to counter BRGIE movement. Just to counter the freedom of Biafra. After buying us. It cannot work. We have risen for our freedom. You have done enough. If not that God was with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a special human being. Arumere.
Linked firm to shape U.S. policy on visas, military cooperation, trade, and religious freedom. The scale of Abuja's effort far outweighs that of the pro-Biafra groups who are also lobbying Washington, pushing for sanctions, diplomatic recognition, and even future military and oil agreements. So what's really at...
Sorry, let's go back a bit. There is something he said here. Let me see. Yeah.
Separatist claims, signing a multi-million-dollar lobbying contract with a Republican-linked firm to shape U.S. policy on visas, military cooperation, trade, and religious freedom. the scale of Abuja's effort far outweighs that of the pro-Biafra groups, who are also lobbying Washington, pushing for sanctions, diplomatic recognition, and even future military and oil agreements.
So, Nnamdi Kanu say that we will not pay you people. We will not pay you to carry our news. So you must carry our news, and that is what you're doing. So we are lobbying to pull you down because you have not been treating us well.
So what's really at stake in this foreign lobbying battle, and how could it shape Nigeria's security, sovereignty, and international standing?
Hi, did you just move here? Are you looking for a good way to meet your new neighbors? Well, come to church with us, and we'd love to show you around.
Well, for more on this, I'm joined now on the line from London by Patrick Smith, Editor-in-Chief of Africa Confidential, and is also Editor-in-Chief of the Africa Report, a monthly African politics and business magazine. Patrick, thank you very much indeed for joining us. You're a very busy man, so we appreciate your taking the time to talk to us, and a very happy new year to you. And your reporting suggests Nigeria's security crisis is now being fought not just at home, but in Washington. I mean, how unusual is it for an internal African security issue to escalate to this level of what I might call US lobbying warfare?
Yeah, greetings, Charles, and Happy New Year to you and all your viewers. It's actually par for the course within the American system. The lobbying issue, the lobbying operations in the US.
In fact, before he continues, so have you seen it? Nigeria has coughed out billions of dollars, say multiple million of dollars, or some say $9 million to lobby to lobby US. So have you seen the reason? In fact, you will hear it from this man, the need for lobbying. Ihe mere ji ekwu this thing ewu maka ndị si that why should we that. In fact, onye dịka Vam say that. Sorry, onye dịka Biafra United say that money a na-akwụ ndị lobby, that no ka mma na-ewere ya na-egoro groundnut a na-anụ sound, okay, no onye o kwesịrị ịwụ. But look at how they are telling you the reason for lobbying. Some countries whom he will mention here lobbied, and through the lobbying they got what they want. And America does not joke with lobbying firms, right? So why has Nigeria moved to lobby? Why? If these lobbies are not doing good work, if these lobbies are not holding Nigeria down, why would let's see that we are holding them like this? Why would Nigeria bring out such amount of dollars to look for international lobbies, to go to the same US to counter the lobbying of BRGIE? Do you get the gist? To counter the lobbying of BRGIE. If BRGIE lobbies were not doing well, why will Tinubu government bring out such huge amount of money to bring international lobbies to counter the lobbies of the people who know the value of them, that if they make one step ahead, you are already 10 steps ahead of them, according to Madam Mkpuru Mmiri. If you say you will not succeed, come, let me tell you, you will not succeed. 419 Ugo, you are crying more than the brief. yes, that money could have been used to buy groundnut. Have you seen the importance of lobbying? With this lobby, that is with the lobbies, that is when you will go diplomatic. Without lobbying, you cannot go diplomatic, and you expect anybody to recognize you or to listen to you. All right? Ọ dị ka na nwatakịrị chọrọ ịga hụ onye eze, eze obodo. Nwata ha ga-ajọs n'obinie kpachara ụkwụ gawa n'obi eze. Ọ ga-achọ aida onowu m ga-edu ya wee gakwuru onye eze. By then onowu agwago eze na nwekwe nwa chọrọ ịhụ gị o, lekwa reason. So ọ dị ka ị ga ya ntị mara ihe ọ na-ekwu. Nwa ahụ gazie ọsịa ngwakọwa anụ obewe akwa ụwa ya, obecha ọzọ eze ka ọ didoro ịma ma ihe nwa akwara or ihe dị a cost to pursue. So that is what the lobbyists are doing, and we know the importance marriage way with the lobby, because you have to talk with them like government and not like a group. Okay? Maka ndị osho na-amahụ, even ndị nọ n'obodo oyibo na-aza professors and doctors, they don't know the procedures. They don't know the impact. Amanogu mo ima mmadụ abụ njiki gbachie ex-handle ya that nobody should comment. Mo ya nwa ga-aga mewe diplomatic move. People that are not accessible. People that you cannot visualize. Or ya nwa ga-aga meet with these lobbies. I don't understand. Ima mmadụ abụ ogesi na Netherlands na-agba flight na-aga US. I don't understand. So have you seen the importance of these lobbies? For Nigeria to go to bring their own lobbies with a huge amount of money.
Are very much part of the political bargaining system there. You know, for example, I can give you the case of a senior State Department official who was backing the UNITA separatist movement in Angola under Jonas Savimbi. If you remember, way back in the 1980s, the CIA was backing Jonas Savimbi. Then the MPLA won the elections in 1992. This guy left the State Department, set up a lobbying firm, and then started backing the MPLA. And he was paid $1 million a year to run a website for the MPLA. And that's often the case. And I think the problem with this lobbying business is it's a sort of privatization of diplomacy. And it downgrades the real decision makers and the state, and it downgrades accountability. And I think that came out very strongly when US President Trump made his threats about going into Nigeria guns a-blazing. And suddenly the government in Abuja had to react really quickly, appoint ambassadors, not just to the US and UK, but several other countries, and then start this kind of negotiation with the US officials.
So, I mean, I lost you there for a minute.
You had it. Tinubu has to appoint ambassadors from different countries to go to US to go and negotiate with a look at him here. Let me get the name again.
And then start this kind of negotiation with the US officials.
So, I mean, I lost you there for a minute, but what specifically triggered the sudden scramble for influence in Washington? Was it President Trump's comments or something deeper that's been building for years?
I think it was manifold, Charles.
Okay.
I think it was, first of all, the threat of the US deciding to make Nigeria a target and
so
threatening.
Before Trump's decide to make Nigeria a target, some people made that move. And it was through the help of our lobbies by BRGIE. All right? BRGIE made that move through our lobbies, who was with a Maazị Ogechukwu Nkere, who has been with them. All right? So,
military action. And I think there are also bad memories among the Tinubu loyalists of what happened 10 years ago under President Goodluck Jonathan, when the kidnapping of the Chibok girls became an international cause célèbre. And in the lights of many at the time, that was one of the government's failures on that, was one of the reasons why Goodluck Jonathan lost that election against Muhammadu Buhari.
And I think okay, onye UK, and you know that these people can lie, So why Goodluck, anyway, why was Chibok's girls? It was the orchestration of the Fulani Caliphate to make Goodluck regime ungovernable. Buhari said it. Okay? Buhari said it, that he will make the government ungovernable for him. He said it. Buhari said it. So it was the act to make the government ungovernable because they felt that Goodluck was a Biafran and that Goodluck was not a caliphate, a member of the caliphate. So that's why they went and it brought in machineries who carried that act to get attention of the world to say that Goodluck was a weakling. All right? And Goodluck made a very good move. He went into US and brought machineries to fetch out these perpetrators. What happened? All the northern allies, they turned to Goodluck. They turned against Goodluck, shouting that Goodluck is against the North. They even say that any attack on Boko Haram is attack on the North. They said it. They were shouting. But because Goodluck has a listening ear, what did he do? He withdrew those mercenaries and they went back to America. Why did Goodluck lose the election? Because Goodluck was not in line with their agenda. He was not in line with their agenda. So they went to US and cooked up against him. And Goodluck, when he saw what it was, he said that the blood of an innocent Nigerian does not want his candidateship, does not want his presidential career. And that was why he withdrew. But ndị agaghị akwu eziokwu akwa hụrụ ndị be Eliza atụgbugo onwe ha na-asị because they hate Biafrans with passion. We must continue to put the record straight. All right? So
the Tinubu campaign team saw that coming down the road and thought, we must move really fast on this. So I think on that score, it had an effect. And I think also, as you said in your intro, you've had this long-running lobbying campaign by the Biafran lobbyists demanding action.
Thank God. I love that name, Biafra lobbying. Nnamdi Kanu say that we will not pay you people to carry our news. By force, unu ga-eji ọnụ unu na-emere anyị news. Okay? You are now putting Biafra even in the line internationally. Okay. So, ọ dị mmoto ahụ. Ka anyị nụkwa ihe o kwuru again.
As you said in your intro, you've had this long-running lobbying campaign by the Biafran lobbyists
You have this long-running campaign by the Biafran lobbies. So our lobbies have been carrying this campaign on here ndị dịka vam na Biafra disunite na ada ndị ụchụ ha na osi anosi ọha si ka akwụsị ogo 247 ha Ngozi Orabezi ha. That is what he said. They have been running the campaign of Biafra. Okay? So they have been championing it.
Demanding action because Christians are being targeted in Nigeria, because that's its sort of core element.
Again. Now look at Iberi Mado. Look at population of Biafrans who wants to be free. They would have sat down in the parliament to decide what to do. But Nkanye will have a deaf ear, he will a blind eye, because Nobu Hamaka Nebu. They might put out like this. Nigeria were a military, something they're supposed to use to go to the border. They will bring it into the market and be worry not babusing the mother. Or na rahora. Happy put a support to your freedom. Okay.
Demanding action because Christians are being targeted in Nigeria, because
these are the Christians. These people moving like this are Biafrans and they are Christians, and they have been buried in numbers. They have been adopted in numbers. They have been kidnapped in numbers. When they are being kidnapped, it is still the same family under poverty. Will be running around to see where they will borrow money to bring out their loved ones from the hands of the terrorists. Sometimes they will pay the huge amount of money, yet the person has been paid by these same terrorists. Oh, here do pay Nizaha. No, there are now make campaign who work on neighbor na guriono. Na guriono. Look at the very way mother. Is it not enough for you to know that we are tired?
Element. It's got quite a lot of traction with the religious right in the US, and that's really helped it in terms of getting that profile. So I think that the Tinubu administration thought we must counter this. We must counter it, both what's happening in the Trump administration, and we must counter the narrative of the...
Have you seen it? That we must counter the narrative. What did he say? That we must, because Tinubu, Britain and the France, what to do? That they must counter the movement, the campaign of the lobbies of BRGIE, Biafra government in exile. Say that we must hear it again.
In the Trump administration, and we must counter the narrative of the...
And we must counter the narrative. Before we counter the narrative, Chukwu na ogu na oku already. Maka no man na ejiho a good cause. Okay? Onu with a Bible bia Africa. Onu Bible bia Africa, bia Nigeria. Mana na-egbu Christians. Na-egbu Christians. You are here saying that we must counter the narrative. The narrative that Christians are being buried, that there is Christian genocide, which is what Trump is championing the cause, and Benjamin Netanyahu. And you are here telling us that we must, you and your co must counter the narrative. Counter the narrative of Christian genocide. Because it's not your people that are being paid. Because because it's Biafrans that are going where they are. Some people will be in where they are praying. Nigerian military will come there and buy them. Just like that, and nothing happens. Nobody says anything. Can it happen in your place? You want to counter the narrative of Christian genocide. You want to counter the campaign of our lobbies. You have failed on arrival. France and Britain, una adago kujisi aka. Okay? So that is why we must act. We must not relent. We must not be weakened. Anyị ga-eke ajị n'ume. Chineke na gọzie m. Anyway, I'm blessed already.
Biafran secessionists.
See,
and of course, as
they must counter the lobbies of Biafran secessionists. Oh, here this man let's hear him.
Both what's happening in the Trump administration, and we must counter the narrative of the Biafran secessionists.
Have you heard this man?
And
that they must counter the argument or the ways, the narratives. They will counter the narratives of Biafran secessionists. So, which means that we as Biafrans, BRGIE is presenting to the world that there is Christian genocide, which is very, very glaring. One Muslim community ransacked, or who is in IDP camp. How many mosques gagoro we na churches? Mani neighbor na-ekwu that you must counter the narratives of Biafra secessionists. That is why unu ji see Trump, unu ji see kahia nwoke drug Tinubu. Yaga bute senators and whatever from the whole world to go to lobby against a BRGIE. What are they going to do? They will collect that money from Nigeria. Even Nigeria na banzi. They will only go to borrow to give to all people to eat. They have lost how many? 3.3 billion worth of oil in the hands of US. That one is gone. Nobody talks about it again. We're going in with that ship. We're going in with that oil. This time again, Tinubu has borrowed money to pay lobbies. That money will go. They will collect it because how will go to Nigeria that is very no wealth. Oil well on the Osha.
Of course, as you said, Patrick, claims of a Christian genocide have been gaining traction in US political circles. I mean, from your investigations, how accurate or misleading is that framing of Nigeria's security crisis?
Well, everyone we've spoken to, including people in the US, but I mean, the most authoritative sources are obviously going to be coming from civic groups in Nigeria. And the view we've been getting is that there's a major security crisis in Nigeria. And I think the ACLED security trackers have said over 10,000 people were killed in violent attacks last year, which is a kind of low-level conflict level. I mean,
if you think imagine what this man is saying? Could you just imagine so you know that now the number is being inflated. Let me hear him again.
Is that there's a major security crisis in Nigeria, and I think the ACLED security trackers have said over 10,000 people were killed in violent attacks last year, which is a kind of
violent attack last year. In which violence? He cannot say it. People were attacked in violence attack. What kind of violence attack? I don't just know. In violence attack,
people were killed in violent attacks last year, which is a kind of low-level conflict level. I mean, if you think about the number,
a kind of low-level conflict. A kind of low-level conflict. About 10,000 people. About 10,000 people were died last year in violence attack, which is a kind of low-level conflict. Could you just imagine this man? Which is a kind of low-level conflict. Imagine this man. Nwoke onye Igbo abịa nọrọ na Rice na-eme ya interview. Onye na-eme ya this interview nwoke onye Igbo. So it is a low-level conflict because it does not happen to your people. Up here? Because it is not against your people. Are you a Christian? Una ukwu Chukwu ndị asị Christian country. Just imagine how this man is changing the narrative.
People have been killed in Ukraine or Sudan. You know, you're heading up to those sorts of figures. But that is
that people have been died in Sudan, in Ukraine, that we are heading up to that figures. Could you just imagine? Could you just imagine? Okay, now, is Nigeria at war? Because these people you called, they know that they are at war. So if Nigeria is not at war, and a number of these persons which you have called by yourself are died, what will happen when it is at war? A full-blown recognized war. Just imagine yourself. Just imagine what you're saying.
Across the board. That is Muslims, that is Christians, that is people of other faiths, and indeed atheists. I mean, every.
These things. These are the people that are behind. Onye UK. Gonna hold their mentality. Or saying that other people are being died, Muslims, other religions. So he's countering the narrative that they were Christian genocide, because it is not happening to him. Many people lost their families. You buy a pregnant woman, bring out the baby in the fetus, in the womb, bosha, and it does not pain you.
Every person, every citizen could be subjected to this violence. And I think that's the point, that it's not a targeted against one particular faith. Everyone is tied up in it. And I think it's had more resonance, shall we say, in the US, where the religious right and the Christian lobby groups are extremely powerful. And now, that's why it seems...
Look at this now. This man, did you see any Muslim in this picture here? Is there any Muslim in this picture? The people that are negotiating with Christians, look at them. And these are the people that have been affected. They will not pitch to IDP camp and nobody will care about them. Is there any Muslim here?
To have taken flight as a kind of propaganda meme that's gone out, and it's pushed the government into acting.
Imagine.
I was just going to, I mean, you've kind of answered the next question I was going to ask you, which is why has this narrative resonated so strongly in parts of the American political system, particularly among sort of conservatives and evangelical audiences? So let me move on from that, because your newsletter, Africa Confidential, and as we've been discussing here, reports that the Tinubu administration has signed an expensive contract with a Republican-linked lobbying firm. I mean, what exactly is Nigeria trying to influence in Washington?
Is it Tinubu has signed a contract with a lobbying firm to do what? To counter our lobbies. You are dead on arrival.
Is it perception? Is it protection from sanctions? I know you sort of touched on it briefly, but if you could expand on that a bit.
I think that's that's the nub of the issue, Charles. Why so much money, and why now? Okay. Because after President Trump made his statement, Then National Security Advisor Nuhu Rabadu went to Washington with his intelligence staffers, and they met Peaks Hegseth and the U.S. Chairman of the Chiefs of Staff. They had a very high-level meeting 3 weeks after Trump's statement, and then they got into these negotiations about what security help Nigeria could get from the US. And it's nothing to do with lobbying. And that's what's a bit of a puzzle. Rabadu didn't need a lobbyist to open the door to meet Hegseth. He organized that through Nigeria's diplomatic channels. Okay. And a lot of people I've spoken to on the Nigerian side and the US side say, there's a number of extremely talented diplomats within the Nigerian system. And they're the people that should be called into action on this because they have
They are doing what you people are telling them to do now. Is what you people are asking him to do is what he's doing. Okay? Oh no, they hear our device. So I said there was no lobbies. So why the lobby? Because they knew that we are heading somewhere. That is why they are bringing lobbies now. They went there was no lobby. But because they are seeing that, that we are really serious. How did they know that we are really serious? Because they brought more Ngozi Orabeze. We trashed Ngozi Orabeze in the toilet. They brought Imam Madabu. We trashed him in the toilet. They brought other side distractors. Nobody is listening to them. That is when they knew that these people are serious, that this BRGIE is really serious with their lobbies. All right? So, to go and bring up their own lobby for you to see Nigeria. Continue to
more credibility. They come from the country. They speak the languages. They know the issues. They know the political nuances in all this. And they would be far more effective than engaging foreign lobbyists. And the lobbyists are going to do, a bunch of things. But the main thing is they're going to do is open a door to meet the top American officials. But it seems that Rabadu was able to do that without hiring a lobbyist at the time.
So, in that regard, does this kind of lobbying signal diplomatic weakness, or is it simply the reality of sort of modern international politics?
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete...
It's something everyone is doing. I mean, that is... States across Latin America, states across Africa and Asia, and states across Europe tend to lobby U.S. officials. I guess you could argue one thing the lobbyists could help with would be U.S. Congress. Now, there are about $350 million worth of armaments which the U.S. is meant to be supplying Nigeria to help on the counterterrorism campaign and all the rest of it. That stuff has got stuck in Congress under Joe Biden because the Nigerian military didn't meet their strictures on accountability and protection of civilians and so on. So I suppose that's one thing the lobbyists are going to do, which is to press U.S. Congress to release that money and to release those arms, for which Nigeria is going to pay $250 million. And you've got to ask yourself, with the transactional nature of Donald Trump's government, that's selling arms to Nigeria is going to be probably easier under the present U.S. administration than it was under the Biden administration, with its various strictures on who buys arms and what they use them for.
Indeed, and of course, on the other side, looking at the brilliant article that Africa Confidential wrote. On the other side, Biafra-linked groups are also lobbying Washington, calling for sanctions, recognition, and even future military and oil deals. I mean, how seriously are these groups being taken in US policy circles?
Well, serious enough that you've got people like Ted Cruz, who is the conservative senator who chairs the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He's a big supporter.
Listen, that Ted Cruz is not just an ordinary human being. And don't forget about that selling arms to Nigeria is not going to be easy. And don't know more. Okay, let's continue.
People like Ted Cruz, who is the conservative senator who chairs the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He's a big supporter of the Biafra government in exile. He's a big supporter, actually.
That is very important. Ted Cruz, who is a senator, so, and he is a strong support to Biafran government, to Biafran movement. You people are coming closer. I got do no vam. Because une mail anyaro, mwebe niza une mega itat. Okay? So Ted Cruz is a very serious supporter of Biafra movement. And he is a serious person in the government. He's a senator of the conservative government also. All right? So,
senator who chairs the Senate.
Are these groups being taken in US policy circles?
Well, serious enough that you've got people like Ted Cruz, who is the conservative senator, who chairs the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He's a big supporter of the Biafra government in exile. He's a big supporter, actually, of the Somaliland region in East Africa. And Mike Pompeo, who was the former Secretary of State, and that was under Trump's first term. And Pompeo is a very devout evangelical Christian, and so is Cruz, and they're combining the two things. Where they're talking about the rights of the people of Southeast Nigeria, and also this issue again of protecting Christians. So yeah, they've got a lot of sway within the Republican Party. And a lot of this stuff, Charles, is about sentiment as much as anything else. It's often free from, shall we say...
Personal sentiment. Look at people's house, Christian's house. Muslim, it goes across. Look at it. Did they look like Muslims? These are Christians' houses, whom have been rendered homeless. Okay, that's what they're showing you. So one good thing is that we are on the right path. We are winning. Woo!
Established facts and evidence. It's a sense that these are evangelical Christians who put that belief above all else. And the Biafran lobbyists have been extremely effective.
I love this. The Biafran lobbyists. I love this. Okay. The Biafran lobbyists are acting extremely effective, okay? They are very, very effective in their actions. Biafran lobbyists are very, very positive, very, very proactive, all right? So, they are doing a very nice job. Kudos to you, Mora Grober, Mazi Elias, they won, all right?
Probably 20 years working through the religious right in the US, which brings together a lot of these evangelical groups, and they're big financiers of the Republican Party. And as the Republican Party has moved to the right, so have they. And they've become a big mobilizer of votes for the Republican parties. So there are people who are evangelical Christians who may not like the look of Donald Trump and his various comments about women and all the rest of it, but they bury that concern for their the greater good, which
that is how people do something. You forget about your personal interest to fight a genuine cause, to fight a straightforward cause, to fight a cause that is very beneficial to humanity. You put your interest aside, okay? Mana nke unu adịghọ, ma ọ bụrụ na ọ bara unu, unu achọ ihe unu ga-eme. Nke unu adịghọ. Si ha na-anwụ ha nwụọ, as far as it does not concern you, as far as you're getting what you want. But this evangelical group, they knew that they are Christians. So they, even though they don't agree with the Trump, they don't have to agree with the Trump 100%, because nobody has 100% support in criticize. Even what they knew what you are doing is right for them. Oga wasn't the past have and say, oh, you were right too. Okay. But at least they are with Trump for this cause. Kudos to them. But Nigeria Christians are not. Ndị na-akwụrụ ha tithe, ha na-ana offerings, yet ha mechicha ọnụ ha because na ndị Beniza na ndị France ji were Nigerian government na-akpara ego.
Say is the man is for Christians. He's for evangelical Christians. Good. And in that case, we're going to give him our support. Okay. So Trump, the evangelical base is absolutely critical for Trump. And that's, I think, it accounts for some of the success of the Biafra lobby in the US.
Well, that's a very illuminating assessment from you. And in that context, Patrick, I mean, is there a risk that fringe or poorly sourced claims could begin to shape US foreign policy towards Nigeria?
I think there's going to be no substitute for an effective state-led diplomatic operation with people like, Yusuf Togo, your foreign minister, who is widely respected in Europe and the United States, and Nuhu Rabadu, the national security advisor, and the top-ranking diplomatic cohort. And I think it's really, that's what's going to make the difference. Certainly not lobbyists. And I think American governments, Western governments in general, want to see that sort of level of engagement, both with the officials, even with the media, in fact, pushing back when they see. And I've been in journalism a while. Some countries push back immediately, like Rwanda or whatever. They don't like what you're writing, they'll push back hard. They'll contact you and complain about it, pick you up on issues and say that's fact is wrong. Why did you print that? We want an apology and all the rest of it. It's kind of activist approach to image making. And the only credible people to lead that kind of activist approach are the nationals from that country. They're top officials and skilled diplomats to get that point across. And I think that's where Nigeria has been missing in action.
Very good.
And it sort of led to this.
We continue to miss in that. So, unu ga na-miss because n'unu na-eme ihe nrụrụ arụ. Unu na-eme mpụ na arụ. You're missing in that. Ndị na-agba mgba lobbies, ọkwụ na anụlị ya, Nigeria has missed in that. So, opportunity enwe, unamahi ihe unu nwe. Elias, come, let me tell you, you will not succeed. They are run.
This Trump campaign, and now it seems to have provoked a reaction in Abuja, which is to engage more and to work more closely with the officials in Washington.
So given where things are with that and the way that you clearly sort of assessed it just now, what are the risks for Nigeria when competing domestic actors take their battles to foreign capitals, especially Washington?
3 years, 3 cities, for an experience like you've never had before. You want it all. Go.
I think the national view is it's dangerous. I mean, there is a kind of unwritten rule that domestic politics stops at the border. I mean, that's the US rule. To some extent, it's the rule in Britain, although I think Britain is getting increasingly ill-disciplined on that one. That is to say, if you're in the Labour Party or the Tory Party in Britain, you don't go to France and start slagging off, your Tory MP. You don't go to France and start slagging off the Labour Prime Minister. You're not meant to do that. You're meant to keep your battles within your national boundaries. It looks bad if you've got, sure, you're going to have critics, but if they are another party, for example, in the Nigeria sense, I guess, if someone from the Labour Party turned up in Washington and started, holding meetings and condemning President Tinubu, something they could easily do in Nigeria, but it wouldn't be seen as a good way to run a campaign in the States. Why are you criticizing your own leadership abroad? You should be doing that. You should be organizing at home. So I think that's the danger with that. Yeah, and I think it is a shame. I guess you could say that the Christian lobbyists are kind of a pressure group as much as a political party. I mean, they don't, as I understand it, the particular group that's hired the lobbyists is not going to be putting up candidates in the 2027 elections or anything like that. It's simply putting its demand to the US authorities directly: support us because we deserve self-rule, which is, in the terms of how the international non-governmental sector operates, I guess it's legit.
Self-rule, but you people cannot allow Nigeria to rule herself. Una na-eme interfere na-asị ha ga-gbuo ndị ha na-achị. So you cannot allow Biafrans to rule themselves, because we have been ruling ourselves.
Legitimate. I don't see the US buying into that, but it will certainly proffer support, and it could create problems for the Nigerian government, as we've seen after Nigeria was declared a place of concern for the protection of Christians.
Okay.
If they started to impose sanctions because of that, obviously it would make life much more difficult for the Nigerian government. And I think that's another reason, the concern about possibility of sanctions, why the Tinubu administration acted pretty quickly after Trump made his initial statement.
Well, let me pick you up on that further about the potential problems. I mean, could this lobbying war complicate military cooperation and intelligence sharing, for instance, between Nigeria and the US, or make it less complicated based on what you're seeing at the moment?
I think it's in another kind of realm. The impression I get is that there's a level of professional cooperation between the Nigerian military people, the Nigerian intelligence people, and the US and their counterparts in the US. And once they agreed, once Hegseth met with Nuhu Rabadu and they agreed what the problem was, in this case they were, I think Rabadu I hear was
chief security, forget the security advisor. Yet, when is security? Trump told them to do the needful, yet when anything hammered. I was a atoro bomb na Sokoto. Ono binye in saying that you people are going to counter the narrative that there is no Christian genocide. It will happen to you. That not the Madonna. Unu na akpashibi unu na ona abia Biafrans awure ebe unu na ekpofu afifia.
Arguing that there's this group coming across from the tri-point in the Sahel into Sokoto State, and that's a concern. And then the Americans agreed, and they looked at the targets and all the rest of it, and assessed it on that basis. I mean, the questions that have been raised about that is just how effective that raid was, who was hit, what was hit, and to what effect it had on these fighters allegedly coming across from the Sahel. All of those questions are still unanswered, and that doesn't really add confidence all around. But I think it's on a military level in a way. I don't think the political debate between the Biafra groups and the lobbyists now, the DCI group that's lobbying, is going to really damage that military cooperation. I think the only thing that would damage it really seriously would be if the U.S. Congress decided that the Nigerian military was not accountable properly and it was misusing the weapons it was buying from the U.S. And that would obviously then constrain the Nigerian military.
There are evidences here and there. They were misusing it. So the fact is there. The fact is there. The label of America, because they used to give them weapon to fight terrorists. But Nigerian government, Nigerian army will bring it to Biafra land. We bring it to a peaceful land and leave Sokoto, where Boko Haram have built houses, fine houses, and are living there. They will leave Zamfara and come to Biafra markets in the name that I show ESN, Biafran soldiers. Na to bomb n'ime. So that's a very an established fact with evidences that they misuse the weapon they are buying to fight insecurity. They use it against innocent civilians. You walk on the road, military will waylay you and beat you off. So they have misused it. All right? The Boko Haram, they use uniform, and but they will bring their fighter jet, their artillery to Biafra land. 2015, they did it. Was it 2015? Yeah. They brought a lot of them, buyed a lot of people, used their Hilos car, their ammo tank to crush people on the ground. What a wickedness. So there is a fact. So the government should do that and send more evidences. More evidence. So send more evidence, calling her fresh, that they misused the weapon that America sold to them to fight insecurity. They use it against innocent Biafrans. So Ebo Weputare here also that no, the only way the America will do this. So we have to also act on that. Because so Madukwu get to Yokuru. So we have to also act.
Military in some way, and they'd have to look for other support sources of arms supply. I mean, I guess, you know, in the broad run of things, Charles, a lot of this stuff gets snagged by geopolitics. You know, why is the US doing this in Nigeria? Are they concerned that if they don't supply arms to the Nigerian military, then China would, then Russia would? I mean, Russia has been sweeping across the Sahel, supplying China. Are they concerned? You know, why is the US doing this in Nigeria? Are they concerned that if they don't supply arms to the Nigerian military, then China would, then Russia would? I mean, Russia has been sweeping across the Sahel, supplying.
What he said, that if US stops to send Nigeria weapon, that China would and the Russia would. By the way, Russia have been doing that through Sahel. That is what he's saying. So if US should stop, that Russia would, China would. After all, Russia have been doing it through Sahel. So America, that is the reason we are pleading on America to act fast, to give us recognition. To give us recognition. Okay? So that Kaimara, what we are doing. If America don't, Russia would, China would. After all, Russia have been doing that through Sahel. Oh, maka Imam Adabu group to go and bring lobbyists from Russia The same Russia that are bringing nebute mgbọ abịa na-eme unu ịwa ọdụ na gị mee into to go into alliance with the Russia. Unu ahụla ya maka unu nwa na-asị na unu na-aga Russia ịma mmadụ abụ grupu ha ndị arụrụ ana. The same people that are bringing or standing against you, you want to go into alliance with them. Ọ wụ onye na-achọghị nwere onwe ya na-eme ụdịka nzuzu ahụ. Continue.
The governments in that area with arms, maybe they would move in more strongly in Nigeria if the Americans refuse to work with.
Maybe they will move in strongly in Nigeria if America refuses to supply them. Did you hear it? Did you hear it? So France and the UK will now persuade France, Russia, and China. They will support them to do that because some are here. As far as, even though that in our with the issue, as far as all that their selfish interest, they will want to protect it. But it can be by the ho. Oh, si Shuronia, Kubonia, ebe ọ no si homo n'aka. Unu na form CBC or unu ama ihe unu na-akpọ onwe unu. We have only one government, that is BRGIE, and who is doing the needful. Hear it. Ya unu na BRGIE anaghị eme ihe na-ada ụda. Why will Tinubu go to bring out lobbies to counter? Onye a na-ebe na-asị gị that we will counter the narrative.
Nigerians. So I think there's an element of geopolitics, but I don't think that that direct competition between the Tinubu government and the Biafran secessionists, I don't think that really affects the military cooperation one way or the other.
And I mean, in the broader run of things that you talked about just a hot second ago, Patrick, I mean, whose narrative would you say is currently winning in Washington? The Nigerian government's or the separatists? And what evidence do you see of that?
Running breaks your joints. Tai Chi builds them back. After 50...
Let's hear the question again.
That direct competition between the Tinubu government and the Biafran secessionists, I don't think that really affects the military.
So there's a competition. There's a competition between the Biafran secessionists and the Tinubu government. There is a competition. Biafran government in but the good thing is that you're mentioning our name. So there's a competition between Biafra and the Tinubu government. So Biafrans, support your freedom. Support your freedom. We will not lose this battle. Also that there is a struggle. Okay. So Nigeria and Biafra, they are into a very serious combat, and we must win this battle.
One way or the other.
And I mean, in the broader run of things that you talked about just a hot second ago, Patrick, I mean, whose narrative would you say is currently winning in Washington? The Nigerian government's or the separatists? And what evidence do you see of that?
Who is winning?
It's really difficult within the Trump administration to state clearly and categorically what narrative is winning, because it's there was a talk under Obama. People used to talk about a team of rivals. I mean, under Trump, it's a team of sort of businessmen and competitive entrepreneurs all the time. And sure, you've got someone like Cruz who stood against Trump for the presidential nomination. And, there's some sort of animosity between the two. Trump used to call him Lying Ted and things like that. But Cruz is an important Republican senator. As I said, he chairs the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. That's powerful. and he's very pro-Biafra.
Good.
Yet
And he is
I see no
Biafra. Even Rubio, Robbins, Michael Rubio also. So Cruz is pro-Biafra. Continue.
signs that Rubio shares his views. Rubio is also right-wing, religious, I guess sort of evangelical too, but takes a different view on Biafra. So I get Rubio is foreign Secretary of State. He's also National Security Advisor. And Hegseth is also extremely close to Trump. And he was the main interlocutor with
also close to Trump. He's also close to Trump. He's talking about Rubio.
So I guess in terms of power politics, Hegseth and Rubio are on the Abuja and the Tinubu side for now, and they've supplied the weapons. Apparently, the AFRICOM statement. Yeah.
So this man is now saying that Rubio is now on the Tinubu side. This is not what he said now. I think it's what he said. That Rubio is on Tinubu's side. Is that true? Rubio is on Trump's side. So how will Rubio be on Trump's side and also go to be on Tinubu's side when Tinubu is against Christians?
Yesterday said there's a shipments of weapons coming to the Nigerian military via AFRICOM. So you've got to say that they're winning the narrative, but I don't think the Biafran lobbyists are going to give up. I think they're going to be there pushing their agenda.
Okay.
And who knows? I mean,
I don't think that the Biafran lobbyists are going to give up. They are going to be there pushing the agenda. We must be pushing forward. We must be pushing harder. Please, Biafrans, support this freedom. So it's only we that can make them to push forward. It's only we that can make our lobbyists to push harder. So that with the money, with this billions or millions of dollars they have brought in, please support your freedom. Support your freedom. Okay? Congratulations to Mazo Gechukwu as the Prime Minister to keep moving.
You know, you could see some concessions being made. People are talking about the fate of Nnamdi Kanu and stuff like that.
That is good. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is also into globally. That's good. That is good. Of who no one say Nigeria ugbo Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ndị arụrụ na India.
People are talking about the fate of Nnamdi Kanu and stuff like that. So I think in the battle of the big power, I think the top officials in Abuja have managed to hold the top officials under Trump to their line for now. But I'm saying, you know, the way the Trump administration works, as they say on the Moluwe in Lagos, no condition is permanent.
Indeed. And that's a good way to end the chat, Patrick. It shows you're a man with an ear to the ground and his feet firmly sort of staunched on this country. Thank you very much indeed. Patrick Smith is the editor on this country. That's a good way to end the chat, Patrick.
Condition is permanent. Whether condition is permanent or not permanent, we are winning. All right? We are winning. So we cannot lose. We cannot lose. All right? Where will I even put this thing to make it better? So Nigeria, I jihanana and I get jihanana because Nigeria is not a country, has never been a country, and cannot be a country. Obugo obudo. Okay? We want our nation, just like other nations have been recognized. Biafrans, act fast. Please support this freedom so that the lobbies will continue to push forward. Unanolania from Patrick Smith. Patrick Smith has said it. Elisa. So they are protecting their agenda. As they are protecting their agenda, we also have to protect our own interest. We got to protect our interests by supporting our freedom. Okay? By supporting our freedom. By supporting Mazi Ogechukwu Nkeri. He has just been made the substantive minister, prime minister of Biafra. Okay, so let us support him. Biko nunu lekwanụ link in case ma onwe onye chọrọ join to say one or two things nye about 5 minutes ma ọ dị ha anyị agawanụ. Okay, so if you want to encourage Biafrans, please, this is an opportunity. See the link here. See the link. If you want to encourage Biafrans, they need to support this freedom so that our lobbies will continue to push forward. As Patrick Smith has said, they are not sleeping. We too, we are not sleeping. So we have to push forward. Please look at the link here. You can join to encourage Biafrans too. All right. While I play this jingle, please help me to click the like button, share, and subscribe if you've not, please. Very important. The link is here. You can encourage Biafrans by your own voice here.
All the things to do, we can think of what you told us. Now we should have ability to reason. They started to create division among us. Take our resources and left us fighting. I'm more your friend than you are. I'm both member than you are. Your friends be good, chitapa. I'm more your friends than you are. I'm both member than you are. Your friends be good, chitapa. Ready for me. I keep all one night, I see. Ready for me. One day, one day, ready for me. When you do the pay, I got ready for me. Can you check on a kayak, your child, ready for me? I keep all one night, I see. Ready for me. One day, one day, ready for me. When you do the pay, I got ready for me. Can you check up on a kayak, your child? I'm gonna go, I don't even know but the country to Nanyas. I'm for letter upon my copy one day. I didn't want to more Biafra. Oh, that I put up my kaji.
Chai. Kunye nonora. Nelly Onoha, ndewo. Nelly Onoha, Sake, ndewo. Thanks for joining. God bless you, great lovers of freedom. Wonderful people. Ndewo. I know you have subscribed. Sake Nelly Onoha, I hope you subscribe. Please share, like and share, subscribe, like, so that it will go further, so that YouTube will push it viral. Ndewonu. Like and share, subscribe. Aye. Gịnị ka Maazị Nnamdi Kanu mere? Ọ dị egwu. Biafrans kulienu n'ụra. Nobody wants to encourage Biafrans, for they need to support our Prime Minister, Mazo Genkere, and to pray for our indomitable leaders, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and our former Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. All right, so ndewonu. I love you guys. Aderenle, God bless you. Easy coding. Ndewo. Okay. Yeah. Maazị Emenike, ndewo. Ndewo. Diego, ndewo. Thank you. Ifi nwanne, ndewo. Las Benziko, ndewo. Nelly Uche, ndewo. God bless you. If you're not, yeah. Okay. Thank you. We love you all. We love you. God bless you for joining. All right. So, from here, we're gonna end it here. Please, I beg you, support your freedom. Encourage others. Do not lose hope. Nigeria nọ n'ana. Ha na-agba katakata. Okay? So, on the other note, click the like button and share this broadcast. Very important. And as come across this video, please subscribe if you've not. Thank you all. God bless you. Ka ọ dịkwanụ ka onye ọbụla ndị nọ n'abalị ka anyị rahụ nke ọma. Anyị ga-ebini n'ahụike. Ndị nọ n'ụtụtụ jeenu nke ọma, lọtakwanụ nke ọma. Ndị nọ n'ehihie ka ọ mara anyị mma, mmadụ niile. Happy New Year once again. Bye for now.